In this video, we will show you how to replace your front headlamp assembly on this Nissan Altima. You'll have two of these along the front of your vehicle. The repair process is the same. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Open the hood and we'll remove our forward radiator cover. For this, you'll find that it has several push pins that make their way across. To remove any of the push pins, lift out the center to unlock it and then lift out the outer portion. You can use a trim tool or a small screwdriver. As you remove them, just give them a quick inspection, make sure they are reusable, otherwise you can just go ahead and replace them. Now we can take hold of this and remove it from the vehicle. Under the front of your vehicle, you should have a plastic plate that makes its way across this area. Ours is missing, and the front bumper cover is a little broken, but typically there is a couple bolts and some push clips. Go ahead and remove those. After you have those out of place, we'll be continuing along each side. You're going to find that you have 4 Phillips head screws across each side, and then you can make your way into the wheel well. Now that we have those screws out of place, we'll continue making our way up inside the wheel well. Along each corner in this area, you're going to find that you have a mounting screw that you will have to remove. Now we have to gain access to that. Take hold of the bumper cover, stretch it away from the inside wheel well, and then start carefully pulling the wheel well away from the area. Be careful for any pinch points. We need to bring it all the way up here, and we'll hold it in place with something as basic as a chunk of wood. Wedge that in there. Now looking up in this area, you're going to find that you have an 8mm headed bolt that comes from the top down with a 10mm headed nut. Remove the pair. At this point, you can take hold of your bumper cover, give it a wiggle, and start pulling it away from the fender. Let's pause on this side of the vehicle and do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Once we've done that, we'll meet in the engine compartment. Back up in the engine compartment, we'll be removing these 5 push clips that make their way all the way across. You know how to do it. Remove the center, then remove the outer portion. Once you have these out of place, we'll carefully start prying the bumper cover straight out and away. Hold that bumper cover in place with your knee. With all the push clips out of the way, we'll be continuing on with a flat blade screwdriver. Carefully make your way inside of this area, right along this notch. We want to pry up against the bumper cover and this area, and gently separate it. There's one side. Oh, the other side came apart already. Anyways, you would just come right along this side here and remove the bumper cover. Now that we just removed the bumper cover, have a look directly underneath your headlamp assembly. That's where you're going to find the first one of your 10mm headed mounting bolts, and then we'll continue on towards the side for the second 10mm headed mounting bolt. Let's make our way back up into the engine compartment. Up inside the engine compartment, You'll find that you have 2 more 10mm headed bolts. There's one in this slot, and then there's one up in this corner. Now we can lift up on this to unlock it. Continue on by sliding the headlamp assembly out of position, but keep in mind there is wiring across the backside. We'll make our way to our 1 wiring connector here. Go ahead and squeeze in on that locking tab and separate this. This can be a little difficult if yours is full of mud like ours. If you need to, you could use a small pocket screwdriver. Carefully make your way into where the lock is, gently depress on it, and separate this area. We'll give it a quick check for corrosion, of course. Set the wiring aside, and there's the headlamp assembly. All right, friend, let's get ready to install our brand new front headlamp assembly. Before we do so, let's have a quick look along the back side. If you were to come straight down along this area through this groove with a Phillips head screwdriver, you can make the adjustment for the beam of your headlamp assembly. This can easily be done right from along the top with a Phillips head screwdriver. Now with that said, let's get ready to install this in position. We'll be taking our electrical connector and slide that right in along the back side. Press it in, listen for a click, give it a little tug to make sure it's secure. Take the headlamp assembly and start putting it in position against the vehicle itself. We want to make sure that we take that locking tab, bring it right up into its locked position in this area. Now we'll continue on with our 2 10mm headed bolts. We'll pause on tightening these, start in the 2 lower bolts as well. Once we have all of the mounting bolts started in, you can snug them. Make our way under here, we'll start in these as well. Okay, let's snug them up. Let's make our way back up top. We can snug those upper bolts. Now we can make our way back up top. We'll tighten these. Double check to make sure we're still locked in. Now we can bring the bumper cover over to the vehicle and align it up along the top. While holding this in position, we'll continue on with our 5 push clips. For each of the push clips, you just want to have the outer portion in, and then you can lock it in by pressing in the center. These 5 push clips are the areas that are holding the bumper cover to this panel behind it. With those clips in place, we'll continue on aligning the rest of the bumper cover. Bring it up close to the headlight, along the fender, and press it into position. It is common for this to want to pop back out because you should have a screw in this area. We're going to pause here, do the same on the other side, and then we'll continue on with the mounting screw inside the wheel well. Now in the wheel well, we'll be continuing on with our mounting bolt here. Bring that up and through the bumper cover. Align it with its mounting point. Start it in and snug it up. We'll press this into position. Just slide it right behind the bumper cover. There we are. Once you've done the same on the other side of the vehicle, we'll make our way underneath the bumper cover. Continue on with your Phillips head screws. Same on the other side. Okay, friend, we showed you how to install the front headlamp assemblies on your vehicle. At this point, you just want to test their functionality. Close the hood and then take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
Now we're going to get the vehicle ready to aim the headlights. Start with the tire pressure, making sure all 4 tires are set at the appropriate pressure. Remove any excessive weight that's not normally in the vehicle. Find a wall that you can drive up to where the ground is level. Measure 25 feet away from that wall and mark the ground. Drive your vehicle up to that mark. With the headlights off, look for the center dot in the headlight lens. Measure from the ground to that center dot. You can use a ruler to help you out. Transferring that measurement to the wall, making a mark with some tape. On the driver's side, measure down 4 inches, putting another piece of tape. For the passenger side, you only need to measure down 2 inches. Now turning the headlights on, it is easier to do this at night or in a dark area. Locating your headlight adjuster and using a Phillips head screwdriver, turn your adjuster one way or another to bring the headlight up or down. Once the headlight is adjusted to the tape mark on the wall, move on to the next headlight. If you're confused because the beams seem to blend together, you can always have someone stand in front of the other headlight while you make your adjustments for that one. Now your headlights are aligned and you're all set to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.